In this section, we're going to talk about the Tour of the Pyrenees. It's a professional women's race, multi-stage race. The UCI actually cancelled the race on stage 3 following protests from some of the teams, as in Jumbo-Visma, Canyon SRAM, the biggest women's teams in the world. Some of the things that happened in that race were, or the most significant thing that I'm aware of, is that the roads were not closed and the professionals were descending mountains with cars and buses coming at them on the other side of the road, sometimes on the wrong side. So they didn't think it was safe. They decided to protest and it was closed down. Do you want to read this quote that was in a French newspaper, quote from the organisers of the event themselves?
Translated by my mum,
who is
French. The girls have requirements that are not in line with their level. They think that they are in the Tour de France and that all the roads must be closed. But in France, you can't do that. To be honest, I don't think it's worth organising this race for these spoilt children. It wouldn't be beneficial for organisers, only demoralising. That is outrageous.
Yeah,
if you're going to organise a race, you do it safely.
The language in that as well.
I'm guessing they have a rolling road closure, which is essentially NEG motorbike riders, or in the UK they're called NEGs, National Escort Group. They go up ahead, stop the traffic, let the race come through, and then the other NEGs go ahead of the race and they become, it's like a little leapfrog, so it keeps the race sectioned off from cars and they can't get in. Something has gone wrong with that, and there's been cars on the course making it unsafe. Lots of times, enough for people to complain and for the subsequent cancellation.
That's the thing, is that quote suggests to me that if that's what the organizer of the event thinks about the participants of the event, they don't care.
Well, of course they don't care.
Which is like, they actually don't care about their safety because they think they're spoilt children. That boils my blood.
They don't deserve to run a race at all. I actually have experience of this kind of situation before. So I was racing years ago in the UK, and I did a couple of races, elite level, 3 weeks apart these were. The first one was Severn Bridge Road Race, and the motorbike NEG riders had gone up the road to stop the traffic, to keep us safe. In the racing in the UK, we are told to race on the left-hand side of the white line. You're not supposed to overtake those white lines at all.
What do you mean, sorry? So do you mean the centre line?
Yeah, the centre line of the road.
So you still stay on the correct side of the road?
You stay on the correct side of the road.
Where you can.
As much as possible,
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
However, you're made, in the briefing, it's like, we have a rolling road closure, this should be safe, At that time, and I'm not sure if this is still the case, at that time, NEG riders, the National Escort Group, have no legal power, or had no legal power to stop cars. They could only ask. So it's their presence, it was their power.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in the first race, a car had essentially ignored the marshal, gone around and hit and killed one of my friends who was over the white line. And he died there.
Wow.
Then 3 weeks later, almost exactly the same situation, but the person that was hit by a car head on was one of the NEG riders who was training to be a fully fledged NEG. So this has happened in the UK. Like I've been in races, this is, a few meters away from me. And as far as I can tell, nothing's really changed. People are still, there are races being shut down and cancelled like this in the UK because people aren't happy, people are going over the white line too much. But to play devil's advocate, it's a bike race. It's very hard to stay within the white line. And if you want to move up, like I would, I wouldn't race on the open road again. And those incidents led to me quitting bike racing about 5 months later, 6 months later.